bought a 2006 Audi A4 2-liter V7, and just go through all the regular common issues with the car that have been posted on YouTube previously. Basically just saying a thanks to all the people who did make the videos, because with that I can do everything kind of all at once. So here's the PCV valve, positive crankcase ventilation. Here's the original. It's a 2018 build date on it, and it is not working. Valve does not work. And here's the new one. Valve does work. So this is from China, from AliExpress, 40 bucks. I ordered that before I kind of came to the conclusion I should put a PCV Delete kit on it. So there's that. That's also from China. That's about 30 bucks. But this one is the cheaper style. The expensive style is basically the exact same thing, but it has the two ports here, which would drill in right there and there. And this you can fill with epoxy or what have you and just get it flat. And with that there, then once that bolts on to there, you can put your catch can out here. So that's in from your oil filter housing, and then these two go over here, so that would just have the gas or the fumes come through here and circle back through there, and then from there they go to your turbo after turbo pipe, so which is kind of should be low pressure, but there's a valve in here so the turbo can't blow back pressure into your engine and pop your engine seals. So that's in there. And then, as it was with this broken valve, if this is faulty, when the boost comes up, this is your intake manifold. It'll pressurize out here, come through the hose, and pressurize your engine. So that's not good. And then it also comes up as a lean condition because there's just so much air going in, and excess air going into the engine. It's not monitored. So your MAF sensor right here has to monitor the temperature of the air and how much air is flowing by at the certain speeds and everything. So once that doesn't calculate, you'll get a code if your PCV valve is bad. Doesn't really make sense, but once this whole system ties together, then it kind of, that's how it works, and it does make sense. It comes with some hose and some fittings for a boost gauge, which I'm going to put in as well, and a cap over here. But again, that's all been covered in lots of YouTube videos, and thank goodness I watched them first. The $40 PCV from China comes with hoses. This one's not going to be used because that'll be deleted, but this one will be used. That's from your oil filter area back up to right here on the PCV, so it'll be that port there. Yeah, so that comes pretty good deal. And then you could buy it, you know, one of these again, but they fail. So that's only 3 years old and it's failed. So I would try this one, but again, I'm going to delete it all anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the hose will have to go on. So really, all I'm going to use that kit is that hose. Okay, next item is the turbo mounting kit. I'm going to take off my downpipe and try to cut it open and push out the element inside the catalyst. And if that doesn't work, we'll get a new downpipe. But either way, I'm going to need a new kit. So I bought a mounting kit with gaskets for the turbo that's down there. And some good videos on that. One video I really liked is they did it right outside their house, just on a dirt road. So it's not, you know, just shows that it can be done if you want to do it that way. And then there's the catch can. So I see a lot of people mounting them way over here. But in Canada, what happens is it gets so cold out, they'll freeze. And if those lines freeze, then your engine can't breathe. The pressures will become too high inside the crankcase. You'll start blowing out your gaskets or blowing out oil. If you're lucky, the dipstick will pop out, but this one's pretty hard to get out. and fumes will come out of here. But not only fumes, it'll blow oil, just like it's a straw at the bottom of the oil pan. So there's pressure in there, it's going to pump that oil right out. And that I mean like the oil, like your engine will be empty, you have no oil in it. And by the time you realize it, you'll be a huge oily mess somewhere, whatever seal pops out, and your light will come on and you'll be screwed. So it's very important that those lines don't freeze. I got fuel line, a 1/2-inch fuel line. It's hard to collapse and fairly good quality, but I'm not going to need near as much as that. I'm going to mount the catch can as close as I can to the engine to keep it warm. And also a lot of the fumes that come out are basically water. So as much as that can evaporate off and go back to the engine, that's fine. But I just want to collect all the sediment and carbon and soot and the crap that gets in there. And then, so after that, of course I have to clean my intake. This engine hasn't been worked on much at all. Oh, before I do that intake, I gotta do the high pressure fuel pump. See, this one's leaking. It's leaking fuel off the top. I've got it unbolted, but I just have to do or get off the triple square 8mm banjo fitting on the bottom, which is a huge help too for another video. Like, if you don't know what that's a triple square 8, it could take you a while to figure that out. And also their trick to getting it, the huge extension from down below the engine up to there. Get it out, and if not, I'll try to get it from up here. I can cut one and put a wrench on it and try to break that loose there. So this is the older style. The newer style does have that rubber hose that just kind of unclamps and comes off, but this style I'll have to do that. And once that's off, take out the intake manifold and clean the valves, the intake valves, and reseal the manifold. And once that's out of the way, I can really get at the thermostat housing. So I'll replace that. It's all just plastic, and I imagine it's original or really old, either way. And then I have to do the cooler and oil filter housing as well. I have them, the oil filter housing ordered. I just ordered the gaskets, and then another good video showed me that the oil filter housing can actually kind of erode actually, and just kind of break down and kind of cave in on itself. So it might not just be the gasket, it could be the housing itself. They're under $100 for the whole thing, so it's gonna get the whole thing. And then another item, oh, the alternator comes off easily, just 4 bolts, or just take off the main lead and 4 bolts, and then tape up the lead. Just here, just your positive lead to your alternator. So this is hot right now, but I just put duct tape on it so I can lay it wherever. And 1 connector, and then the alternator comes out of the way. So that opens up quite a bit of room. But even with that open, this pipe here comes across. I didn't want to fish it back down there, but anyway, it fishes through here, here, and here, and under here, and here, and here. And the hose on here was almost glued on. You can see, remember, bits of the hose still stuck on there. So that's what I'm finding. This engine isn't that hard to work on, but the hoses are just glued right on. I can't, I have to cut them, and peel them off around just to get the hose off. So, you know, something that should take, 30 seconds, pop a hose off, just taking me about 5-10 minutes. So that's what's really slowing me down, I find, on this repair. So it's definitely easier to work on. I had that Audi TT before, which I've done videos on. That was really hard to work on. This is a lot easier because you can see this. You can see the ground. Once you see the ground on the engine, you know you're gonna have some sort of room to do something. And this can come off out of the way pretty easily too. I'll probably take it off pretty soon. And same for the turbo. I'm gonna get a down pipe that has a fair amount of room. Usually, like on the TT or a transaxle mounted engine, the turbo, you can't ever see it. You have to take off the subframe to see the turbo. So I hope this helps, and I'll put links into the videos that really helped me. Another reason for that is some people made 10 to 15 minute long videos showing you where the fuses are. So fuses are right here. It's locked. Okay, got the key. And after you change the batteries in this key, you just have to put the key in to the ignition, to on, and then hit unlock about 10 times. And it'll reprogram to the car. That's another video that took about 5 minutes to watch. So anyway, there's the relays in behind there. See there, they're in back there. And there's the fuse box right there, right inside the door. And then I pulled the fuel pump fuses right here. It's another video that's hard to find. It's just right there. The fuel pump fuse is right there. So once that's pulled, you can turn the key on and you're not going to spray fuel everywhere once you have the fuel disconnected. But check that for yourself first. Don't take my word for it. Alright, so everything else, the car looks okay. The steer is fine, there's no clunks. Everything else looks good. I'll change the transmission oil for sure, because I doubt that's been done. The timing belt was done on this. Right here is the sticker. And water pump. But another thing I noticed is that the heater takes a while to go. You have to rev the engine up to get some heat. And there's the coolant hoses for your cabin heat. So I'll take them off and reverse blow it just to get the blow any junk out in the heater core. Heater cores are cheap, of course, but they're really hard to get out. And I think that's about it for this car. If anything else comes up, I'll make another video. But again, just huge thanks to people who do make videos on this thing, so that you know what to do. Do it all in one shot. Like, just buy the parts for about $400 or $500, and then that's it. Once the engine's the only real problem with the car. Everything else was great. It's, you know, all original since 2006, but the only real things that can go are engine leak or some sort of valve or something that kind of creates some fault codes that can leave you stranded. So that's about it. Okay, so the banjo bolt is down in the pan somewhere. It fell. So this engine has 240,000 K on it. Here's the fuel pump. Let's see what that cam follower looks like. So this, oh, I should mention, I bought a new one of these also from AliExpress for about $100. It's the exact same one, same markings on it, is on Amazon for $200. So that's a surprise, but there's a lot of parts on AliExpress for this car. Okay, this thing, okay, so it's worn. There's some bluing on there. There's a little bit of bluing maybe, and discoloration. Let's see if it'll focus. But not that bad, so that's good. One poor fellow, the scan tool guy, I'll link his video too, bought a Jetta with 2 liter and that was piled up, but I did cut the engine oil filter, and there's the cam lobe there, and there's no filings or anything in the oil filter pleats, so I didn't think it'd be that worn. But oh, I also got a new one of these, AliExpress, $5. So yeah, I could buy the original one again, but they don't last, so I'll just buy the AliExpress one that doesn't last either. This has got the fuel pump and follower on the workbench here. And yeah, definitely not new pump. This O-ring is hard as a rock and flat. I don't know how it's even sealing at all. Just kind of settled at the absolute minimum, and then that was it. This is a really old pump. I don't know if there's any markings on it that would help, but tell what date it is. No, can't see anything. But here's the follower, a bit more of a close-up. It's tiny, but that's about it. So that's, I'd guess at 200,000 kilometers worth of wear, but I'm not sure. So I guess this engine got a bit lucky. Some don't last at all. You see where it's gone through the black coating. This could be updated because I think that black coating was added past 2006, but I don't know. There's the sides, a little bit of scuffing. So definitely not a perfect wearing item. Bit of a weak link for sure. Is the inside. So anyway, for what it's worth, hope that helps. That's kind of what you're dealing with. This is tiny. It's my baby pinky and the fuel pump, and it's just little tiny bolts to hold it in. But still, definitely gotta check it. Even if it is that 8 triple square, definitely worthwhile to check it out. Every second oil change or so to hopefully catch it before it goes. And also cut your filter, or check your filter pleats every time for metal. It'll be on the outside of the filter plates. So you have to peel a couple back and take a quick peek. If you see metal flakes, then find out where it's coming from right away. Okay, thanks, bye-bye.